You're listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. I'm your host, Heather Angel, and I've been helping people tune into what lights them up and increase their personal and professional performance for over a decade. Now I'm best known as a high-performance coach, helping entrepreneurs like you cut through the noise and create a business and life on your terms. If you're ready to step out of struggle and discover how simple it can be to create a fulfilling, joyful, and successful business without all the overwhelm and long hours, you're in the right place. Hello, beautiful. Welcome to another episode. I hope you're well. Truly and sincerely hope you're well. If you're listening to this the week it's being released, it's possibly the week that your children are going back to school if you're a parent. So lots of mixed emotions and potentially a lot of excitement for a lot of you listening. And it is that funny new school year, end of the summer holidays, going into September, new feeling. So I'm hoping you're riding the wave of that and feeling motivated and excited about what possibilities are ahead of you. But I do appreciate with how 2020's been, this could still be quite a challenging time for you, and maybe you're wondering what the next steps are. Now, the purpose of this episode, this isn't the episode I thought I was going to be recording today. I'll be totally honest. I have a podcast plan of what I'm going to talk about, but the topic I was going to cover just didn't feel right. I really was being sent all these signs from the universe for me, for my life, to let go, release, to allow what I want to come into my reality. And I strongly believe that sometimes when the universe shouts so loudly and gives me all these signs, that it's something that is worth sharing, because quite often it is something that the collective is feeling. And I have been having very similar conversations with my members, with my clients, and with friends actually as well, about just that feeling like they're trying to do all the things, trying to get so much done. And I just see us all, and I've been doing this as well, just adding more and more and more, doing more, learning more, trying to be more. And actually, sometimes we just need to do less, consume less, and let go of a lot of our emotional and mental baggage to actually allow ourselves the breathing space, the room to grow, to become who we want to be and to reach those targets that we're trying to aim for. And so today I'm actually going to give you a couple of book recommendations which have been piquing my interest. And the reason I said to you that the universe was giving me some signs is I had sort of got to that point where I was like, right, I'm feeling like I've got loads more energy. If you're a regular listener, you probably know that I'm going through a divorce right now, and I've also made the decision to homeschool my kids. So I'm going on a couple of big life adventures right now, and I'm actually feeling really good about it. Both the divorce and the homeschooling, they're both definitely serving me and my family. They're definitely for the higher good of all of us. So I'm very excited about it. But I'm also, I'm an entrepreneur. My brain is in business mode so often. I'm so excited about everything I've got coming up in the next couple of months with the business, with launches and masterclasses that I'm going to be sharing with you, and guests I've got lined up to come on the podcast. So there's a lot going on. And I was going through my Audible. I have Audible through Amazon. I listen to books all the time. And I was looking for typically business books. I love listening to business strategy, money mindset, all the things, like all those usual things. And something came up, and I don't even know how I came across this book. I think it was from a Mind Valley lesson I was watching, but someone mentioned The Surrender Experiment. Now, The Surrender Experiment is by, let me think if I can remember the name of the author, Michael Singer. I think it is Michael Singer. And once I started looking at The Surrender Experiment, I thought, this is definitely something I'm interested in. And then fell across his other book called The Untethered Soul. Now, that book is blowing my little mind. It's not a new book. You may have read this already and you might be nodding along going, yep, that's a great book, fabulous. But if you haven't read it yet, and if you are in that place of just feeling like you are pushing a lot of the time rather than pulling, rather than allowing life to unfold in perfect ways, you are constantly pushing, you are battling, trying to make the future happen the way you want it to do. I would highly recommend The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Now, I'm not an affiliate. I don't have any affiliate links for this. Just go Google it. So I would highly recommend that book. It's really shifting the way I'm thinking. And another sign came through is my mentor, James. He was doing a podcast with his friend Jim Fortin. And I haven't listened to the podcast episode, but I saw it on stories. And the bit I saw straight away was let go to let in. That's the bit I heard. And I was like, this is exactly what I have been hearing, channeling. I don't know whether I really class it as that, but sensing, if you like. That is exactly what I have been needing to do. And that is sort of the advice I've been giving, not advice, but guidance I've been sort of sharing with my audience, that sometimes you just need to make space. It's not about consuming more and doing more. You actually just sometimes need to take a step back. Allow yourself to get really clear on what it is you want, what you want for your life, and just take those small steps forward rather than trying to do all the things all at once. And the mental baggage that we are carrying around as human beings is phenomenal. And I think this year we've all had our fair share of extra stresses and strains, and there's negative conversations constantly in our head about what we should be doing. And perhaps you've had a really tough time with your business. That's sadly been the reality for a lot of people. I think we're very blessed to be in the online space, if you were in the online space before, or if you've taken those brave steps to start your online business now. We're incredibly blessed because we already had a bit of a start on knowing what was possible when you go online, knowing what's possible in creating group programs or memberships or courses, whereas a lot of people were still working offline and they hadn't embraced that side of business. So I know there may be some of you that have had a really tough year, but those of you that are maybe feeling a bit excited now, actually, especially if you do have kids, the kids are going back to school, or you're feeling you've got that new energy, that kind of September New Year energy, where you're going to finally get that lead magnet out. You're going to finally launch that beta course. You're finally going to, put your money where your mouth is, and you're going to work with that coach, and you're going to set up that program, or you're going to launch your course, whatever it might be for you. You're doing it. You can feel that energy. You can feel that buzz, and you're going to go out there and make a difference. And my biggest piece of guidance and the reason for this podcast episode is to remember, and even write it down on a little stick-it note by your laptop or something, let go to let in. And another little sign, I've just seen it in my office actually, I've just got it on the side, is that when you join Business by Design, for those of you who are in it, you will know this, but when you join Business by Design, which is my mentors program, Jen's Wedmore's program, you get these, what would you call them? Angel cards, I suppose. They're not really angel cards. They're just like these really cool, like little prompts, business prompt cards that you can kind of have a little shuffle through and then just pick one out each day. And the one I got the other day, I was sort of having a little flick through them. And again, it just said, let go. And it was a little picture of a paper aeroplane, let go. So if you have been feeling that sense that maybe you just feel like you need space to breathe, you need space to be a bit more creative, maybe you've had to be maybe you feel like you've been a bit buried, that feeling where you just feel like you've been a bit trapped over the last few weeks and months as we've been going through this really weird time. Now is the time that I really want you to just be a bit more expansive. Let go of what the past has delivered you. Let go of, you know. You don't need me to tell you. You know what you need to let go of. I'm pretty sure if you're still listening to this 9 minutes in, you're like, this girl's got a point. She's talking my language. There's something that is resonating. So you may need to look at doing some forgiveness. You may need to look at releasing any anger or frustrations you have with someone, with something, with a situation. It may be that you need to let go of what your expectations were for this year. I mean, that's huge. That's an episode by itself. Expectation is so heavy. And I know, because I do it all the time myself. I'm not immune to this. I am a human just like you. We have such expectations on ourselves because we want to succeed. And I'm talking about business here. We are ambitious AF. Like, we want huge shifts for our clients. We want to go out there and do the very best for everyone. We quite often have such huge visions to impact so many lives and help so many people, and we want to do that for ourselves, maybe for our families, for our communities. And this year, how much we can do to help raise people globally. There's so much expectation we put on ourselves because we know we're capable of doing it. That's the thing, right? We know we're capable of doing so much that we put a lot of expectation on ourselves. And sometimes those expectations overflow and bubble over onto other people. And then those people disappoint us because we haven't actually been very explicit about the expectations we have of them. And again, this is something I really like sharing these things as they come up with you guys, because this is something, again, only in the last, 10 days or so has really come clear to me. And I've been journaling a lot. Okay. The last few months I've been journaling on all kinds of things. So much has been coming out, meditating like you would not believe, doing all the things, the hypnotizing, the meditation, the crystals, the salt baths. I have been doing it all, my lovelies, I promise you, because I have felt like there's just been such a huge awakening this year, and I feel it. My oh my, do I feel the energy when it starts to shift. So I've been doing all these things, and it really has almost come to a head the last week or so, where the biggest message that I can share to help you if you've been feeling like this is to let go. Let go of anything that is not serving you. And you know what that is. Maybe not consciously right now. If you're driving or running around getting the kids ready while you're listening to this, you might be like, oh, I don't know. I just need to get on with my work. But if you actually allow yourself to get quiet, actually allow yourself to sit with the possibility that maybe there's some forgiveness work you need to do. Maybe you're feeling a huge weight of responsibility for something or someone. Maybe you have been incredibly hard on yourself. Okay? Whatever it might be, I invite you to let it go. Okay? And yes, the first thing that comes to me when I think of that is that flipping song from Frozen. But I won't sing it to you, I promise. So you need to release this stuff. I promise you will feel so much better when you do. And it's not a one and done. Okay? I don't know your life. Okay, right now I am just chatting into my microphone and hoping that this is reaching the ears of people that need it. So I don't know what's going on in your individual circumstances. But you do. You know if there's someone you need to forgive. You know what you need to let go of. And it won't be a one and done thing. There could be lots of people or lots of situations that are really grinding your gears right now that you are struggling with. Maybe there are so many things that you want to achieve and you feel like you've been held back, which, because of the circumstances, you don't feel like you've got as far as you wanted to. You don't feel like you've done as much as you wanted to. And again, that's probably for a whole nother episode with our relationship with time and, again, linking in with expectations. But whatever it is for you, I strongly, strongly recommend that you take some time, meditate, journal, go for a run, do yoga, whatever helps you. Maybe do some spiritual cord cutting. That's something you can give it a Google. I'm sure there's a gazillion YouTube videos on cord cutting. It's very, very simple process that you can. I think I learned about it originally in Reiki, but again, something that James spoke about within Business by Design recently as well. So there are so many things you can do. And if you want any more ideas, or if you ever want to have a conversation, I'm on Instagram. You can DM me. Okay, this isn't an empty send me a message, blah, blah, blah. I genuinely mean it. If you want to ask me a question about any of the episodes or this in particular, then please send me a message. If I can help you, I will. This is literally what I've been put on the planet to do. So if you do want to discuss anything, ask me any questions, just simply DM me on Instagram. It's the best and easiest way of contacting me. So I hope that has maybe ignited something in your mind, maybe even just given you permission. Maybe, I don't know when you're listening to this, where you are, maybe it's just given you permission to stop for today. Maybe it's given you permission or inspiration to just take a step back. Maybe review your plans. This doesn't have to be all like woo all the time. Maybe it's actually a matter of you just taking a moment to check in with your plans for September and quarter 4. What do you want to achieve? Is it still in alignment? Are you feeling that you need to do it or you should do it? If that word comes up, there's something else going on underneath. If you feel like you should be doing something, but it just doesn't feel right, doesn't light you up, it's not in alignment with what you want anymore, all these kind of things. So much might come up, but please do something. And like I said, if you want to have a really good read, I really do like these books, The Untethered Soul and The Surrender Experiment. I haven't read The Surrender Experiment, but I am pretty darn sure that I'm going to love it, because The Untethered Soul is blowing my mind as we speak. So, and that is by Michael A. Singer. So give those a Google, give them a Google, have a look. And also my mentor, James's podcast. I can't remember what episode it is. He's done hundreds, but if you look for one of his recent episodes, it's with Jim Fortin. It's 300 and something or other. His podcast is called Mind Your Business Podcast. It's a great resource. He's amazing. Honestly, I don't know what I would do without him as a mentor. He's absolutely fabulous. So those are some resources for you. Give yourself some space. Have an amazing week. Have a fabulous start to September if you're listening to this on the week I release it. And yeah, if you need anything, if you've got any questions, please do reach out on Instagram. I genuinely love hearing from you and having a little chat in the DMs. All right, my gorgeous one. Until next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. If you'd like to continue the conversation or have a question that you would like answered in an upcoming episode, head over to Instagram and connect with me at Heather Angel Coaching. If you enjoy this podcast, please share your thoughts in a review on iTunes. I truly value your feedback and I take the time to read every single review. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you in the next episode.